We live in a world where social media is almost unavoidable. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, many of us are glued to our screens, checking updates, liking posts, and sharing our lives online. But what impact is this constant connectivity having on our mental health? Hi everyone, you're welcome to this channel. My name is Truth, and today I'm making a video on how social media is ruining our mental health and what to do about it. There's a book I came across called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name very well, and I haven't completely read the book. I just scanned through it, and most of the things I saw in the book were scary, but I decided to just sit down and observe within my life and see how social media has been affecting me personally, like my mental health. How do I feel before I go on social media? How do I feel afterwards? How do I feel when I decide that I want to stay away from social media? Why do I become anxious? Why do I need to open my apps all the time to feel that maybe somebody is messaging me or I'm missing out on something? There is a big trendy wedding happening out there and I need to see all the pictures. Why? And I just decided to, and I'm going to share a few things I saw from the book and a few of the experiences with you. So please stay with me. And yes, I know I'm making this video and to post it on a social media platform, and I want likes and subscriptions, but I'm not shying away from the fact that we need to learn these things and we need to ensure that even if we need to use social media, we are able to use it in moderation where it doesn't affect our mental health negatively. So let's get into it. In the book, he shares something he calls the 4 foundational harms, 4 things that are harming us as we tend to spend more time on social media or with our phones. He emphasizes on the fact that so many of us, the sheer amount of adults, like the amount of time we spend on phones or on our screens before iPhones were invented, has just quadrupled. He says study shows that teenagers spend about 7 hours a day on their phone just scrolling through. Aside school works and homeworks and every important thing they have to do, they spend about 7 hours a day scrolling through. I am not a teenager, but I know I spend about 7 hours a day on my phone, sometimes as well. And so let's go through the 4 foundational harms as quickly as possible. The first is social deprivation. The study shows that, sometimes we don't even need the studies, but just looking at us, when was the last time you met most of your friends? So because of the movement of this whole smartphone thing, most of us don't spend quality time with our friends again. We don't see them as far as they post on social media and they share reels to us. We know they are doing well. And so one of the things that this whole social media and smartphone has caused us is the social deprivation. And the studies showed that COVID also came and added more to the fact that we had to stay home, and so we spent most of our time. But even before COVID happened, we were the more smartphones, the more time we spend with our phones, the more time we don't spend with other people. And these days you see a group of people at a party and they go there, and instead of us to talk amongst ourselves, each of us are pressing our phone, and you see something funny and you show it to your friend and the friend laughs and you all go back again to scrolling through your phone. So we are not connected enough. When we sit down, instead of us to put our phones aside, we are physically present with each other sometimes, but I feel like we are not even emotionally connected. So the first is social deprivation. The second is sleep deprivation. Yes, you know that you spend time on TikTok till 3 a.m. You know that you spend time just scrolling through from one Instagram reel to the other, and you do not get the required amount of sleep you need. You see, sometimes we say we are busy, so you go to work, you come back, and you scroll till 3 a.m. and you wake up at 6 a.m. and you have to prepare and go to work again. Your mind hasn't rested enough for it to be sharp for the next morning, and so it causes so many issues. And so study shows that immediately the smartphone was introduced, the most people sleep begin to, like, most people begin to lose the amount of time they spend sleeping. And so studies are also connected to the fact that if you do not sleep well, you are more prone to depression, to anxiety, to irritability, cognitive deficits, poor learning, lower grades, more accidents, and more deaths from accidents. I'm telling you, there are days where when I don't sleep well and I'm walking around that day, like everything, most things people are saying are just annoying me. I just want to get out of that space and go and sleep. And so this leads us to be more anxious and more depressed because we don't sleep. We spend all our time scrolling through social media, and because you don't sleep, sometimes you are not even the things you used to do. You see that you begin to forget words, begin to forget the things you learned. And so yes, social media has been ruining our sleep patterns as well. Third is attention fragmentation. After this video, just put yourself to a test and see if you can concentrate for an hour without pressing, just to look at your phone without seeing what is happening in your phone. It's different when you have to be at a place, maybe you're at work and you can't press your phone, but if you have a liberated amount of time within your hands, just place your phone by you and see if you can concentrate for an hour without touching your phone. I'm telling you, social media is making us not to be able to be focused on things because of the fact that we see like videos for 30 seconds and they're interested and you just keep scrolling. These days, when you even see a video that is a little boring, you're like, nah, this is boring. My brain doesn't want that. My brain wants dopamine release. It wants the excitement. And so we are not ready to be bored. We are no longer focused. Because of social media, the attention and the fast pace, well, and how videos are, and interesting TikToks, interesting Instagram reels, interesting YouTube shorts, we are not like it is affecting our focus. And the fact that there are so many notifications, there's a notification from WhatsApp, from Instagram, and as you said now, one notification, it causes you to pick your phone. What is it then? By the time you check the notification, you are there for an hour or 30 minutes before you come back to what you were doing, but more notifications keeps coming. So sometimes people don't even get 10 minutes without being interrupted. Like, that is how bad this thing has become. Like, I'm speaking out of, should I say, out of emotions, but as much as I like social media, there are times where I'm very frustrated, like, what kind of behavior is this? Why can't I focus anymore? Why can't I do the things I want to do? I said that, let's say I want to learn, and by the time I know, I've spent 30 minutes scrolling through social media. And I feel bad within, but because of the attention and the dopamine and the excitement out there, we are not able to be focused anymore. The fourth foundational harm is addiction. Yes, addiction. Yes, you are addicted to social media, you are addicted to TikTok, you are addicted to Instagram, you are addicted to Facebook, you are addicted to WhatsApp, all the social media apps there, even to YouTube, you are addicted. You know, I've been putting a test on myself. I used to be able to stay off social media for 3 weeks and like just plug off everything, no social media, in fact, no access to the internet for just 3 weeks, to like just to focus my time on doing works and reading like books and all of those things. These days, sometimes I'll be like, in a day, I want to set a no social media day, and I'll just be like, has somebody sent you any important information? Oh my God, I need to see it. Oh my God, what if this happened? Oh my God, what if there's an emergency? Oh, and I'm like, why? Like, why? Social media has caused so much addiction within us that, I mean, most of the time when we used to talk about addiction, we're talking about those other things, right? The drugs and the alcohol and all those things. Now, social media is causing so much harm to our brain and our mental health, even more than, I mean, this is not scientific, even more than those things. And so you are addicted to people's lives, you are addicted to the updates, you are addicted to the news, you are addicted. I'm very serious talking about this thing because I'm so guilty about it that I just sit down and I'm like, why? Like, why? So these are the 4 harms that social media is causing to us. I've mentioned these 4 foundational harms: social deprivation, sleep deprivation, lack of focus, and addiction. So what can we do about it? We know these effects. Like, if you want to be very honest with yourself and sit down and reflect, you know that you have experienced one of these things in your life. So what can we do about it? How can we take back our mental health, that the things we do on social media, we are mindful of instead of mindless about it. The first we can do is to limit your time. I have made a video about apps that I use to help me to become more productive, and one of them is called the Opal app. I've shared more details about it, but it helps you block distracting apps from your phone, so all the social media apps at a specific time, so that you can spend your time on more important things. Go check the video out after this. So limit the time you spend on these social media apps, limit the time you spend on your phone. Like sometimes maybe if you are walking around your house, you can just decide to leave the phone somewhere so that you'll be walking around without your phone. Next is to curate your feed. Unfollow people if whatever they do no longer serve your purpose. Yes, I've said it. Unfollow people. Unfollow me if what I do no longer serve your purpose. Mute accounts if they cause you to be distracted, and from then you keep scrolling up, because social media is made for you to want to stay there for the longest time as possible. So if you know there are certain accounts that makes you do that, mute or unfollow them. The third is digital detox. Yes, take a day in a week and say, this is my no social media day. So every Thursday, I don't want to go on social media for that day. Or you can even make it specific times of the day, or sometimes within a month, just take one week off. You see, the thing is that the world moves on whether you're on social media or not. So whether you go off or not, things will keep moving on. So sometimes just get out of all the noise that is happening in the world, and just go be without social media, without distraction. Pick a book and go somewhere and read, connect with your friends. Prioritize your real life connections. Yes, I'm guilty about this, but focus on building relationships with people that you can check up with them offline. You don't need social media to be connected with them. People that you can easily say, oh, let's go out to this park and sit there and just enjoy fresh air without too much of social media. I hope this video has helped you. I'm very passionate about social media usage, because I've seen how much it has affected my mental health, and like me as a person, sometimes I feel like I can be doing more with my time, but I spend too much time on Instagram, and I feel like if I dedicated that time reading a book or doing something meaningful, it would have helped me. And so that's why I'm making this video. I want you to subscribe to my channel and like and share with your friends. I'm going to keep making more of these videos that helps us to become better, more productive, and yeah, become better in our lives. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye.